What is up, everybody? It is Friday. We did it. We made it through the work week, and it was a busy week here at the Crypto Club, and I love it when we do that. We have so many perks and everything just getting involved. Like, again, if you want to know what the benefits have when you're joining the Crypto Club, if you're not near, we got tons of options. We have Bitcoin loans, purchases. We're even working on our next category for borrowing against your Bitcoin and going into mining as well. So that's in the works. A heads up. If you want to get some of our early perks, though, you got to be a member and give this number down below a call if you want a Bitcoin loan and no KYC purchase. So, yeah. So, again, this video is sponsored by the Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club. Join us if you need any help in crypto, if you need like a second opinion, if you think you're being scammed. This is why we're here. We're here to keep you safe and make sure you're just navigating the space safely. But, yeah, what's going on in crypto today? Like, I called it like DeFi gets a win because yesterday Trump filed or he dismissed an old rule. Oh yeah, he signed a bill that killed an old IRS crypto broker expansion that was back in the Biden administration, where they wanted like decentralized exchanges and wallets to just report all of their transactions. And it's like, they can't do that. No one's, even if they initiate it, no one's going to report on that or play by that game. DeFi, we're supposed to have no centralized entities in there. So that is a win for Bitcoin. We're going to go over that article. We even have New Hampshire's bill for their Bitcoin reserve passed the it passed the House, so now it's moving on to the Senate. And yeah, so lots of changes are going on right now. It's exciting to be a part of this world, so just keep stacking those Bitcoin. But let's go through the news and take a look at this this bill that just got passed. So yes, breaking news, Trump signs a bill that kills an IRS crypto broker expansion. So United States President Donald Trump on Thursday signed a law that overturns an Internal Revenue Service rule that would have a mandated decentralized crypto exchanges to comply with broker report obligations. And nobody would do that. They don't have people's information for their crypto wallets. If you set up a self-custody wallet, you just have a seed phrase. You never gave them an email. You never gave them your name, your ID, nothing. So how are they going to report on that? They just can't. But Trump and the congressional action nullifies this late Biden-era regulation. According to a report by Reuters and other news outlets out there, the bill is aimed at rewriting IRS rules issued in the final weeks of the Biden administration in December. The regulation had broadened the definition of a broker to encompass decentralized financial platforms or DeFi exchanges. Now, Congress employed the Congressional Review Act in order to avoid the revision, and with both the House and Senate voting in March to repeal the rule, the Congressional Review Act permits legislators to overturn new federal rules using a simple majority. Now, the revised rules had reportedly been criticized vehemently by cryptocurrencies industry representatives. They said it imposed unrealistic compliance obligations on the DeFi platforms. Here we had a tweet from Congress Mike Carey. History is made. Just now, the POTUS signed my bill to repeal the IRS DeFi crypto broker rule. This is the first cryptocurrency bill ever signed into law by a president. House GOP is working to keep America as a crypto capital of the world. So yes, so again, guys, we are witnessing changes happening right now, and it's just I'm so glad to be in space. I'm glad that I got in, and guys, you're still early to get in. Buy some Bitcoin, hodl it, hold on to it, because where this is heading in the future, this is generational wealth. So even if you're in your older age out there, this could be generational wealth for the generations beyond your grandkids, your grandchildren's grandchildren. So you just want to get in now because that's how it is. But let's continue on. So let's talk about DeFi platforms, and the compliance is technically impossible to do. Now, the initial IRS framework originated in the $1 trillion 2021 Bipartisan Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. It mandated that digital asset brokers submit tax forms to the IRS, as well as digital asset holders to assist in tax reporting rules. Now, whereas exchanges such as Coinbase and Kraken as the middleman between sellers and buyers, but the exchanges use different systems. Now, they enable direct trading on blockchain networks with no middleman out there. So yeah, that's how the DeFi ecosystem works. It's like there's no middleman. It just runs on smart contract code. So they're not facilitating anything. They just have a platform. But crypto supporters asserted that this intrinsic distinction rendered the IRS regulation unattendable for DeFi platforms. According to the source from industry stakeholders, these decentralized exchanges do not have visibility over users' identities and therefore are technologically incapable of meeting typical broker reporting requirements. Like I said, they don't have any information on you. They don't know who owns which wallet out there. They just see a wallet address on the blockchain and that's it. So it's impossible for this rule to go through. But Trump has been fulfilling his campaign pledge to be a pro-cryptocurrency president. Now, the signing of this bill is fit for Trump's election campaign to be accommodating to the industry of cryptocurrencies. In his bid for President Trump vouched to be a crypto president and took financial support for the sector, promising to help increase adoption in digital assets. Now, regulatory shift highlights ongoing tax compliance challenges still going on. The IRS rule change under the Biden administration had sought to crack down on potential tax evasion by cryptocurrency users, and tax authorities have long grappled with making sure they can enforce compliance in the fast-growing digital asset sector. Now, how could they even do this? Like, do they have rules with purchasing precious metals out there? So you've got your buddy who's got a couple ounces of silver you want. Oh, here's some cash. Do you have to report on that? I'm sure they want you to report on that, but they're not going to. Now, this reversal underscores the ongoing tension between the government's attempts to capture tax revenue from cryptocurrency transactions and technical realities of decentralized systems. Now, for the crypto sector, especially DeFi protocols, the bill is a big regulatory win, and it eliminates a compliance hurdle that many in the space have insisted was not merely challenged, but actually structurally impossible to comply with based on the nature of their technology. Now, the White House hasn't yet made public what, if anything, alternative steps could be proposed to address cryptocurrency tax reporting issues. That's because eventually there will just come up to the decision that you can only control the centralized side. You can't control DeFi, but you can definitely control CeFi. That's why they already have KYC implemented for those platforms to work. They know what you're doing on it. They know what you're swapping. They know what you're selling. But when it comes to DeFi, they can't access that. The technology is not there for them to do it because they won't be able to figure out who owns what. But yeah, so that is definitely a big win for DeFi, and yeah, the markets are definitely in the green right now if you look at crypto bubbles. And like, let's take a look at the decentralized exchange. So Jupiter, that's a decentralized exchange on Solana, up 7.2%. Solana's up 9% because it facilitates some DeFi exchanges. Do we have Radium on here? I do not see any Radium. It's probably a tiny one. But the market is in green right now. I'm sure there's some other dexes on here that can showcase that is probably in the green as well. But this is definitely a win. So woo, let's keep the ball rolling. Now let's go over the news on the House bill that passed in New Hampshire. We're getting one step closer for a Bitcoin reserve there at the state level. So the live, free, or die state is one step closer to embracing Bitcoin after the House of Representatives passed a reserve bill. So yes, so a bill proposing the creation of a state Bitcoin reserve was passed by the New Hampshire House of Representatives on Thursday. The House vote on New Hampshire's Bill HB 302, which, if passed, would allow the state's treasury to invest in precious metals and digital assets, it held a difference of just 13 votes, with 192 representatives voting for the bill and 179 voting against it. Now, the bill will now move on to the New Hampshire Senate. Now, they said we're tied to the US dollar, whether we like it or not, but this would allow us to have the state invest a small portion into this uncorrelated new asset class. And the New Hampshire representative and bill proposal, Keith Ammon, previously told Cointelegraph that proposed in January, the bill would allow the state treasury to allocate up to 5% of the state's public funds to eligible assets. Now, based on text from the House amended bill, the initial proposal suggested an allocation of up to 10% of the state's public funds. Now, those funds can be used on precious metals like silver or gold or any digital asset with a market capitalization of over $500 billion, which is the average over the previous calendar year. But now only Bitcoin meets that requirement as of writing. So if any other coins get on there, like past that 500 market cap level, then they're good to be added on. But as of right now, it's just Bitcoin. So that's what we like. But New Hampshire's treasury carried around $3.6 billion in funds as of most recent annual report, meaning that the state could buy up to approximately $181 million worth of precious metals or Bitcoin. Now, if spent only on crypto, the top asset at today's prices, $79,000, I think we're at 81, but that would give the granted state a reserve of around 2,269 Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin is down 3.5% on the day per data from CoinGecko. But the bill indicates that digital assets held by the state must be held by qualified custodians, by the treasurer with a secure custody solution, or via an exchange-traded product from a registered investment company. Now, New Hampshire is just one of many states considering Bitcoin reserve bills, some of which have thus far failed to push them through their respective houses, like in Pennsylvania and Wyoming, so it didn't pass their house. But there have been others that got passed through and now just waiting on Senate. But President Donald Trump signed an executive order to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve for the United States on March 6th. So it's coming. And then again, he's just waiting for the states and citizens to get on board before this happens, because Bitcoin's going to be gone. And like, even with the amount of Bitcoin, like I've heard the Modern Investor talk about it, but like they want to have at least 1 million Bitcoin on their balance sheets. He's saying they will never get it. It's because it's so scarce. Saying like Michael Saylor could probably get it before them, but it's such a scarce asset that they might not ever reach that. So we'll see, like if they just clean up the exchanges liquidity, because it's already low there, like that's probably where they get the million. And then at that point it's like, okay, where's the people who want to get it? There's none left. It's just trickle. So we'll be dealing with satoshis instead. So yeah, get some Bitcoin now before all these finally get approved, and now they're actually acquiring it. So until they start acquiring it, you still got time. And again, if you want to do a no KYC purchase, give this number a call, talk to Jay, and he can hook you up. So yeah, so that is our New Hampshire House bill. We got Trump breaking the DeFi rule. That's a lot of changes going on. Now let's move on to some Ripple news with the SEC. What's going on with those guys? Is it over? Is it not over? Well, it looks like they filed to suspend appeals pending and negotiated resolutions of the case. Now, news of the case pending resolution may be priced in, with the price of XRP holding steady following the agreement in principle. So Ripple Labs and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission have jointly filed a request to suspend their respective appeals as they pursue a negotiated resolution of their long-running case. Now, as detailed in the filing submitted yesterday to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit, the two parties have already reached an agreement in principle, with Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse revealing last month that the SEC would be dropping its appeal. Now, yesterday's application represents the first official confirmation that the SEC has indeed dropped the appeal it lodged in October. Now, while it also confirms that Ripple seeks to drop its cross-appeal, yet the document also makes clear that the agreement in principle between two parties has not gained final approval from the SEC yet. Now, the parties require additional time to obtain commission approval for this agreement in principle, and if approved by the commission, to seek an indicative ruling from the district court. Read the filings, which was signed by legal representatives of both sides. That's what's got to take place. Now, it's possible that the final SEC approval may not come until Trump nominee Paul Atkins assumes his role as chairman. Although having gained the Senate confirmation on Wednesday, he's swearing in could only be a matter of days away. So we'll get final approval on that. Now let's go over the Ripple versus SEC case, like what's been going on. So SEC's approval of the agreement would mark the final end of the legal dispute, which began in December 2020 when the regulator filed a suit alleging that Ripple had raised $1.3 billion via the sale of unregistered securities since 2013. And then in July 2023, we saw Judge Annalisa Torres rule largely in Ripple's favor, determining that the third party of sales of XRP on exchanges did not constitute the offering of unregistered securities. So that was a win there. But it was like a win-loss, because that was one win on exchanges that claimed it was unregistered securities. But for the businesses acquiring it, I think that was still up for debate on if that was considered a security. But, however, the SEC filed its aforementioned appeal more than a year later, contesting that securities laws was violated by Ripple's direct offering of XRP on exchanges and by personal sales of XRP by execs Brad Garlinghouse and Christian Larson. Now, with this appeal now being dropped, the price of XRP could continue to go upwards, and it began following the election of Donald Trump's November 5th. When he got elected and nominated and won the thing. We saw Cardano and Ripple both boom on that day. But since that day, XRP has risen by 300%, based largely on the expectation that a more pro-crypto administration would result in the end of the Ripple SEC case. Yet, given the size of this gain, the end of the case may now already be priced in, with XRP up by only 0.2% in the last 24 hours, despite today's news, per data from CoinGecko. So, is it over? Is the price action already priced in? Will we go higher because of this? I guess we just gotta wait and find out. But that is Ripple and SEC's suspension on their appeal right now, just pending negotiations. So we just gotta wait for Paul Atkins to take chair, and we'll see what happens. So that is that news. Let's move on to some other altcoin news. Actually, no, not altcoin. Actually, yeah, let me move this around. Let's go over some altcoin news and talk about Ethereum's privacy. Vitalik Buterin, he just unveiled a roadmap for that. So Vitalik Buterin proposed a roadmap and addresses privacy enhancements for wallets, decentralized finance applications, and its infrastructure on Ethereum's network. So Man, that cartoon does not do Vitalik justice. Like, he's a normal guy. Maybe you may think he's a little weird, but this photo just, oh man, that does not do him solid. Come on, Cointelegraph, do better. But Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin outlined an extensive plan to enhance the privacy of a network he helped create. In an April 11th roadmap, Buterin argued for incorporating privacy tools into Ether wallets and implementing privacy-enhancing norms and features in the Ethereum ecosystem and protocol. He explained that the roadmap is in question is a short-term solution that requires limited changes to the base protocol along with supplemental long-term updates. Buterin recommends adopting privacy-enhancing systems such as Railgun or privacy pools by existing wallets. According to the plan, when funds are sent with those wallets, he argues that users should be greeted by an option to send from shielded balance, which anonymizes the transaction and should be ideally turned on by default, he wrote. He said, users should not have to download a separate privacy wallet at all. It should just be incorporated. So that's what he said. Now, major changes recommended for DeFi. Buterin further recommended profound changes in how decentralized finance and broader decentralized applications are implemented. He argued that those systems should be limited to one address per application. Now, the Ethereum co-founder acknowledged that this would require significant conveniences and sacrifices, but it is the most practical way to remove public links. Yeah, pause right there because they had it in parentheses, but it is the most practical way to remove public links between all your activity across these different applications. He also highlights that the user experience would be very similar to depositing funds to one chain from another in a cross-chain interoperability system. Buterin also highlighted that to enjoy the benefits of this change, developers would need to ensure that user withdrawal functions are privacy preserving by default. So we just want to make it the default setting, make everything private, and I think that's cool. Now, Ethereum's protocol changes that are needed. So other changes included are the implementation of fork choice and force inclusion lists, which they abbreviate FOCIL, and the Ethereum Improvement Proposal 7701. Now, the latter is an improvement to Ethereum's account abstraction, and the former is a censorship-resistant improvement. Now, here's a diagram of the FOCI functionality. So let's take a look. So we got slot 1, slot 2. How does this all work? Got the mempool, global, block producers, payload. So this is, in general, just how the code should look and how it should run. But EIP 7701 ensures that privacy protocols can operate without needing relays or public broadcasters. This in turn simplifies the development and maintenance of this kind of protocol. Now, relays in this context are intermediaries or nodes responsible for accepting and forwarding transactions on the other hand, broadcasters are responsible for publishing transactions to the public blockchain. Now, EIP 7701 divides Ethereum transactions into phases, natively allowing third parties to step in and pay the fees in the right phase. This means there is no need for a relay to accept users' private transactions to be anonymously broadcasted by a separate entity. Now, the FOCIL, on the other hand, prevents the censorship of transactions, including privacy-preserving ones. Now, the relevance is presumably that anonymized transactions are at a significantly higher risk of falling victim to censorship attempts. So there are some risks to it. But let's talk about some infrastructure changes that are also required. So a short-term solution to address the privacy limitations of current remote procedures called RPC systems used to interact with a blockchain as proposed by Buterin is the implementation of a trusted execution environment, or the TEE. Now, TEE is a secure area within a processor that ensures code and data loaded inside it are protected. Buterin explained that this allows users to interact with RPC nodes while getting stronger assurance that their private data is not being collected. Now, as a long-term solution, TEEs should be replaced with a private information retrieval system, so a PIR. Now, PIR is a cryptographic protocol that allows users to retrieve a specific item from databases without revealing which item was retrieved. Now, this would allow users to retrieve data concerning blockchain contents without the provider knowing which data is being shared, but Buterin highlighted that it is superior because it provides cryptographic guarantees, and we do love that. Now, the Ethereum co-founder also argued that wallets should be connected to multiple RPC servers, and they should also use a separate RPC per DApp, and potentially a mixnet, a privacy-enhancing technology designed to obscure metadata. Now, other recommendations include the development of proof of aggregation protocols for privacy-preserving protocols, Now, this would result in significantly lower fees for using such systems, and that's a win on Ethereum's network too. So cheaper fees, private transactions, like that's all good. So yeah, well, that's pretty cool. I like to see this play out a little bit more. So this is just the unveiled roadmap. So this is what he wants to work on, and hopefully it does play out. So way to go. Now, let us take a quick little break here, play an ad by our sponsor. So if you want to keep your crypto safe, get yourself a Calyx Solutions crypto-only laptop. So here we go. We'll be right back after these messages.
In a world where your data is constantly under attack, one company stands for your digital freedom. Introducing Calyx Solutions, your gateway to ultimate online privacy and secure cryptocurrency trading. Meet the Liberty Laptop. With its modified OS and advanced tracking prevention, it's your shield against surveillance. Access restricted areas, use recommended security software, and browse with confidence. Your digital footprint? Virtually non-existent. For the crypto pros, we present the Crypto Laptop. Pre-configured on premium hardware for secure trading. Optimized for your favorite wallets and exchanges, it's the fortress your digital assets deserve. Both laptops come with expert individual training and support. You're never alone in your journey to digital empowerment. At Calyx Solutions, we put you in control. No more worrying about data breaches or compromised transactions. Ready to join the revolution? Visit calyxsolutions.io and choose your perfect laptop today. Plus, become an affiliate and earn while sharing the power of digital freedom. Calyx Solutions. Unlock your digital freedom. Give us a call or text at 702-845-8276 or visit us directly at calyxsolutions.io.
And we are back. So yes, those crypto computers are the best way to keep your crypto safe. And all you're doing with them is just storing it on it. Like depending on whatever wallet you use, we like to recommend Exodus. If you have a hardware wallet, we recommend you use a brand new one with your new device because you don't know if that wallet was already promised from your old computer. But you just want to be sure your cryptos are safe because we're heading to full-blown adoption coming, and hackers are going to be even more crazy out there because just the value Bitcoin cryptos are going to solve. So you definitely want to have a secure device. If you want more information, give Calyx a call and they can break it down more. Or if you're a member of the club, we had a class with Calyx Solutions and Patrick came on. He's one of the owners of the company, and he talked about the laptops, what's different from them from a normal computer out there. So yeah, join the club, watch that video, and maybe consider getting yourself a crypto-only laptop. Now let's continue on with the news and talk about some hacks going on. But this was actually a good hack. We have an ethical hacker that actually saved some people from losing out on money. So yeah, an ethical hacker just intercepts 2.6 million in Morpho Labs exploit. So yeah, a white hat MEV operator front ran a malicious transaction involving $2.6 million in crypto assets from the Morpho Blue protocol. So he stopped this before it got stolen. So a known maximal extractable value, otherwise known as MEV, white hat actor, intercepted about 2.6 million in crypto assets stolen from Morpho Labs' decentralized financial protocol. On April 10th, Morpho Labs implemented a front-end update on its Morpho Blue application. A day later, a hacker breached an address through a vulnerability caused by the update. Blockchain security firm PeckShield reported that address lost 2.6 million due to the vulnerability. However, the security firm noted that CoffeeBabe.eth, a known white hat MEV operator, had front-run the transaction, effectively intercepting the stolen funds. Now, at the time of writing, the funds had been transferred to a different wallet address, and it's unclear whether the funds have yet been returned to their original owner. So we're probably hear some news later on. Hopefully it does get returned, and this isn't a bad white hat actor and actually a good one to solve this. But Morpho Labs has reverted the front end update so that way this vulnerability isn't there anymore. Now, responding to the incident, Morpho Labs reversed its front end update in a post on X on April 11th, and the team confirmed it had been alerted to the issue and rolled back the changes. The team also said that the normal operation had resumed. They said all funds in the Morpho protocol are safe and unaffected. The Morpho team will provide a detailed update later today in this thread. So we're just going to hear back on it later to see if they do get it back. But after further investigation, the team confirmed that its front-end was safe and that the users don't need to perform any additional actions to secure their assets. So if you're using the platform, you're good. You don't have to do anything. It's all secure. Now, the team said that the update was pushed to enhance the transaction flow. However, specific transactions on the front end were incorrectly crafted. The Morpho Labs team said that they've identified the issue and applied a fix. Now, they added that they would publish a more detailed explanation of the incident next week, so that's when we'll find out more. And Cointelegraph reached out to Morpho Labs team on X, but did not receive a response yet. Now, what is the white hat MEV operator CoffeeBabe.eth? CoffeeBabe.eth is known to have contributed to recovery of funds during DeFi hacks in 2023. The white hat MEV operator retrieved around 5.4 million in Ether from the Curve Finance exploit in July 2023. During the incident, CoffeeBabe.eth used a bot to front run a malicious hacker to secure 3,000 ETH, and the funds were then returned to the Curve deployer address. Also, in 2024, the mysterious white hat actor also recovered funds stolen during the Blueberry exploit, which was in an update. The DeFi protocol said all drained funds had been front-run by CoffeeBabe.eth and returned. So this is definitely giving us good vibes that he will return the funds on it. We'll just get a clearer and more explanation on this hack that happened in a week, as the article stated. But no, so way to go on saving that money. So yeah, I have no doubt that guy's going to return the 2.6 million to its guys. But yeah, so be careful out there with updates for your crypto wallets. I know it's needed to do, but what I like to do personally is just at least give it a week when that update comes out. Like, I'll give it a week. I'll be sure everything's cool. I didn't see anything in the news happen. So whether it be my Access wallet, my Trezor wallet, any wallet I have, like, I'll just give it just a brief moment just to verify that, okay, it's safe. I haven't heard anybody have any problems, and we're good to go to update it. Because you always want your devices to be fully updated just to work properly. That means your computer, your wallets, and anything. Just keep them up to date, because if your computer's out of date and then your device is working, you may plug it in and now you're not seeing like transactions, you're missing some tokens. It's because your software is just not being able to operate. It's not connecting with the new one. So just always have your stuff updated, but maybe just give it a week before you do the update. But yeah, so that's some hacking news that got intercepted. So nice. Now let's move on to some altcoin news about Ondo. I never really knew much about this token at all. I think I tried doing a little bit of research on it. I just know it's a real world asset token. But it looks like they rallied after a Binance listing, which usually happens with crypto. If you get listed on an exchange, a big one, that gives more eyes on it and capabilities of people just to buy in. So let's hear a little bit more about Ondo and this listing. So Ondo rallied to over 82 cents after gaining a new Binance listing. Ondo became one of the new tokens to be added to the exchange after the most recent round of votes to the list. Now, Ondo became one of the latest assets to be added to Binance after the latest round of the vote to list it. Binance also added Big Time and Virtual's protocol in the second round of the community proposal program. The tokens have already been prompted through Binance Alpha, so users can transfer their tokens to spot markets now. Now, Binance already opened deposits for tokens and will launch a total of 6 different trading pairs. You got Ondo USDT, you got Ondo-USDC, you got Big Time/USDT, Big Time/USDC, Virtual/USDC, and you know what the next one is? Virtual/USDC. So they made pairs with 2 of the top stable coins out there with each of these tokens. And now withdrawals will be open from April 12th. So tomorrow you should be able to withdraw those tokens if you're buying on Binance. Now, the current batch of tokens taps a wider selection of chains. While the first round only selected native assets from BNB's Smart Chain, Ondo and Big Time still use Ethereum, while Virtual will be listed with 2 smart contracts, on Ethereum and on Base. So this voting round selected relatively established tokens in contrast with the first round that focused on recently launched memes. Now, the tokens from the vote to list programs are most reliable or most established compared to other Binance listings. They're only launched after one last round of due diligence and offer well-established liquidity on other markets, as well as bigger communities. The latest voting round received a total of 523,111 votes from the 424,749 participants. Now, as Binance aimed for organic engagement and a minimal amount of automated votes, it looks like it won. Now, Ondo rallies just to a 1-week high. So following the listing announcement, Ondo rallied to a 1-week high of 88 cents, touching the higher range for the past month. The token recently bounced from its lower range from the past 12 months. And Ondo has gained continued attention as one of the hottest representatives of the real-world asset tokenization narrative. Ondo is ranked 3rd in RWA tokens, and following Chainlink and Mantra. Now, in the past, Ondo has been a part of the portfolio of Trump's family fund, World Liberty Financial. Now, the project has also partnered with mainstream investment companies to offer tokenized tools for real-world assets, and the launch of a new native chain by the protocol is expected to boost real-world asset tokenization. Ondo is seen as one of the undervalued tokens based on a total value lock of nearly $1 billion and a market cap of around $2.78 billion. Ondo also offers a tokenized U.S. government bond, locking in $325 million in value. The project's application and future plans make it stand out among meme tokens and altcoins with no clear utility. Now, Big Time also boosts attention for on-chain games. Now, I know nothing about that token at all, so let's learn a little bit more. So, the Big Time listing draws attention to renewed attempts to popularize on-chain games. Big Time is a free-to-play RPG with on-chain options, and the successful vote reflects the game's strong community as Big Time made calls for active voting through social media. Okay, so a gaming platform, not bad. Now, after the news of the listing, the Big Time token rallied to a one-month high of 8 cents. Now, this is a second rally for Big Time as the token outperformed after being selected for a vote to list. Big Time also drew attention after launching this week's special Easter edition with a new leaderboard. Now, the effective Binance was the weakest for virtual.ai agent tokens, which were one of the weakest narratives in the first quarter of 2025. And I still know AI is going to be really big out there in this cycle. It just hasn't hit yet. Now, Virtual only rallied to 52 cents, still trading near the lower range from the past month, but the token still awaits a rally relief to erase the last 3 months of losses. Virtual has been sliding since January's peak of $4.61 during the peak season for AI agents. Now, in addition, Binance is yet to show its final effect as some of the hottest listed tokens end up losing value due to selling pressures. So when a token gets listed on the exchange, like we see a sharp spike, those are new buyers out there. But then again, we see the dump happen with these tokens. Like there is a dip because people are taking profits on it. Like that's how their token gets some realized gains happen. They're going, you know what, let me swap that. So that's what we do expect to see when tokens get listed on exchanges. We see a nice little quick pump and then a nice little dip to find its true price value. But yeah, so that's some news on Ondo, Big Time, and Virtual being listed on Binance. Now let's move on to our final article of the day, and Guns N' Roses. Yes, Ben.
Okay.
What's up?
Oh, are you?
I am live right now.
Okay. I'm going to get her card, and I'll call her and give her access to our outside tapes.
Outside tapes? Gotcha. You got it. All right, we are back. Boss man, Bitcoin Ben, he's in town. If he knocks on the door, I'm letting him in. So let's continue on with our last article on Guns N' Roses guitarist / quits X after Solana meme coin hack. So he's not quitting music, but he quits X, formerly known as Twitter, because his account was hacked and pushed a meme coin out there. So let's go over this article and learn about it to finish off this video. So guitar legend / has abandoned social media platform X after his account was hacked to promote a Solana meme coin. So the Guns N' Roses guitarist / has permanently abandoned X, formerly known as Twitter, on Tuesday, citing repeated hacks that used his account to promote a meme coin. Now, the decision came just a week after hackers compromised his verified account to promote a Solana-based meme coin called Guns, and it was falsely positioned as an official Guns N' Roses crypto project. Now, this was considered a decision after repeated hacks, and it reflects a shift in how I'd like to stay connected moving forward, / told followers in what could, at least for now, be his final tweet. Now, it remains unclear why / claimed the hacks were repeated or if the messages were directed specifically at the April 2nd hacking incident. Now, here was his potentially final tweet. I'd like to inform you that I've decided to step away from Twitter / X and will no longer be active on the platform. This was a considered decision after repeated hacks, and it reflects a shift in how I'd like to stay connected moving forward. Now, you can still find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, where I'll be posting regular updates. So he was like, so long, farewell, avida say adieu. So he's just saying so long for now. He might be back, but he's just over the hacks on X. But towards the end of his farewell tweet, the rock legend directed fans to follow him on other popular social media platforms, prompting some fans to suggest he try Blue Sky, which is a decentralized alternative. Now, welcome to the jungle. The guitarist account was hacked just a few hours after April Fools posting several promotional messages about the fake Guns N' Roses meme coin. Now, in 2 hours, we launched a meme coin on Solana. Stay tuned. The hacker pinned a post claiming they will invest $1 million in guns in the next hour. So this is what they said after his account was attacked. So this happened after April Fools. We were seeing fake guns tokens get promoted, and then when his attack was hacked, they told investors that they're going to put in 1 million, so you should get in it too. So that's what people were seeing. But those posts have since been deleted though the token still remains live on Pump Fun, albeit with just some $33,000 or $3,300 in values left on there. So also in this title, it's saying you ain't the first. So this isn't the first time that the meme coin hackers have targeted a hard rock band. In June last year, American heavy metal band Metallica saw its Twitter account hacked to promote Metal, another Solana meme coin. Now, the hackers used the band's brand colors and falsely claimed partnerships with Ticketmaster, and the token reached a market cap of at least $10 million before crashing within hours. Now, the hacks represent a broader pattern targeting musicians and celebrities on platforms for clout, coin, and otherwise news. So celebrities are continuously being targeted because, again, people like to follow the celebrities. I always say don't do it. If a celebrity promotes a token, don't do it because it might be a rug. It could be their account got hacked. So just do not do it. Do your research. But I guess in this space, anything goes. The hack contrasts with Guns N' Roses and legitimate efforts to use emergency technologies. In February last year, the band made headlines for their innovative use of AI in the music video for General, the design agency Creative Works London, using Stable Diffusion to create dreamlike visuals over Unreal Engine renders. Now, the music video featured a young boy strolling across a trippy, magenta-tinted cyberpunk cityscape with live footage of the band morphing into alien characters. Now, the AI-enhanced video included subtle Easter eggs with GNR and AI elements, a deliberate artistic choice rather than unauthorized exploitation of the band's name. So they used AI for that video. But yeah, so Slash is gone from X, but he's still on TikTok, social media if you want to give him a follow. But yeah, so this is just to address you guys just again on celebrities are being hacked, and those accounts will promote fake coins to try to get you to buy it. And again, even if a celebrity is real, promoting a real token that they created as well, me personally, Sherpa, I recommend that you don't get into those tokens and all. I know if you love them and everything, it could be fun. If you do really want to get it, just buy one token. It'll be super cheap. It's more memorabilia than an actual investment. So that's kind of how I kind of thought the Trump coin was too. That's just me saying that. But yeah, just get one. It's memorable. There's no utility behind it with the coin. And so just do your research on it. And again, if a celebrity promotes it, you just be certain if you actually do want to get it or not. Maybe just buy one token, like I said. But just take in consideration, their account might have been hacked. So yeah, just be aware of that. But that is it for the news for you. Bitcoin is currently at $82,769. Woo, we're going up right now. As well as all the other altcoins as we saw from Crypto Bubbles, we are in the green. Now, but fear is still low. We went down 4 since yesterday, so people are still fearful of the markets. Probably still wondering if a recession is going to hit us or not. Or they still are freaking about China and US tariffs. We don't know, but we're still fearful. But again, when you look at the Fear and Greed Index, fear is a time to buy, and I'm definitely going to be doing that later today. So everyone, have a fantastic Friday. I will see you again on Monday. If you're in the Sarasota area, stop by the club today because tonight's our weekly poker night, so it's always a fun way to end the week here. And again, also, if you want Bitcoin and crypto loans and no KYC purchases, give us a call down below, or even give us a text. Text might be easier too for us to get back to if you don't answer, but that number is 941-413-6920. So, all right, guys, have a blessed weekend, and I will see you on Monday.
Ever felt left out of the crypto craze? Not anymore. Welcome to Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where community meets opportunity. Our clubs are popping up nationwide, from Sarasota to Nashville, Boston to St. Louis. Join us and unlock a world of benefits. Access all clubs worldwide, earn through referrals, and dive into specialized crypto education. Need help buying crypto? We've got you covered, often with reduced fees. But wait, there's more. Enjoy perks like Bitcoin ATMs, silver purchases, and exclusive investment opportunities. Our state-of-the-art facilities offer podcast rooms, event spaces, and co-working areas. Stay informed with FGTV, our exclusive crypto news and education channel. Choose your membership.
from day passes to individual or company plans. Individual members get access for themselves plus 2 guests, perfect for bringing friends or family. Companies can bring up to 15 employees or guests, fostering team growth and networking. Connect, learn, and grow with like-minded crypto enthusiasts. Ready to join the revolution? Visit bitcoinbencryptoclub.com or call 562-526-0813 today. Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, your gateway to crypto.